And we're live. Hey, folks, appreciate everybody, checking in with the chat we got going on tonight. A little something different. If you, as you normally follow my channel, I'm a little of a gun enthusiast and cook enthusiast as well. Kind of transition a little bit since guns ain't paying the bills anymore, but I'm dealing with this and all that. And I've always been a big guitar guy. I'm a guitarist about 11 years old. I'm 46, so it kind of takes me back a ways. And I've always had a passion for playing the guitar. So I kind of put it off sometimes and got back into it. And recently, I've had a couple guitars that I had. My original guitar when I was 17, a Stereo Bomb Singer Stratocaster that had needed some work done to it. It needs a fret job, but my buddy here, Travis, who's a luthier, local luthier, helped me out a little. He couldn't make it perfect, but he cleaned it up as best he could. And then he also got a Mexican, made in Mexico Strat that I redid with some extra gear on it, and new pickups, and hardware on it as well. And he helped me out with that one as well. And then I have a Paul Reed Smith, uh, John Mayer SC model that I'm going to take to him, and he's going to help me out with that one as well. So I want to introduce my buddy. His name is Travis Hayden, and he's a local luthier who does great work, man. And Travis, tell everybody tell everybody about yourself, if you don't mind.
Well, my name is Travis, and I'm a local luthier in San Antonio. I'm located on the northeast side. I've been luthiering for about the past 15 years. I've worked on everything from basses to banjos. Right now, I'm in the process of modding a Kurt Hannock copy with some really nice EMGs, which I mean, to each his own, I guess. I mostly like Les Paul style guitars for the most part. That's like my niche that I like. I play a Gretsch Electromatic, which is basically like a lightweight Les Paul. I love it. I've had a few Les Pauls. They're always just too heavy for me. Can never find one that doesn't kill my shoulder because I had a motorcycle accident and just can't do that anymore. Can't do
Yeah,
weight.
I remember when I was a teenager, my cousin had two Les Pauls that his family were musicians, all of them, and they all hoarded all their instruments like in one garage at his house. And his sister had a wine red, like a 73, 74, maybe late 70s Les Paul Custom. I love playing guitar; it was freaking awesome. But man, I remember the next day I got out of bed. I'm like, oh my god, dude, oh man, I was like sore right here. It bit me. Just so freaking heavy, and even though Les Paul standard, they're about 8 to 9 pounds, and
Yeah.
but I love the guitar. I mean, you cannot beat the tone given to you with the mahogany top Les Paul. The way they're set up, they're awesome guitars. You're giving a whole lot of tone right off the bat.
Oh yeah. I had, like I said, I had what one. I had three. I went through three tributes, a studio, and one of those LPJs or something like that. I didn't care for that one. That was my least favorite of all of them. Was that whatever it was, LPJ? I think it was called, the one with the plastic black humbuckers.
People say the studios, I mean, they sound good. They just look crappy. They sound
Yeah.
good. They just don't have the finish and the ornate of a Les Paul standard. I mean, I like binding. I like the binding of a Les Paul. What?
Or the price tag.
Yeah, I mean, they're like I remember when I was shopping one in the mid '90s. They were like $900.
Yeah, not.
No, not anymore. Yes, sir. I mean, shit. I remember when I used to go to a guitar shop in Laredo. When I lived there for about 9 years, from like '90 to '99 or '98, and I used to go there, and I remember they had Korean made Strats, and people were like, oh, these are junk Korean made Strats, and then it transitioned to Korean, to Mexico, to China or Taiwan, wherever they are, and now the Korean Strats are like really sought after.
Or the people that used to knock the Japanese Strats.
Yeah, the Japanese Strats too. Yeah. I mean, they're
Those
sought
are
after.
money.
They're big time.
Man, the Japanese Strats are almost built better than the American Strats. I mean, them people have the attention to detail and yeah, they build stuff on another level that people don't give it the credit for. But
And now that one of the guitars I've talked to you about before in past conversations is Eastman guitars, and
yeah,
they're made in Korea and South Korea. And these guitars, some people say, I've never played one, I've never held one, but by all accounts of people, they don't just give them to people like a lot of these new or not new, but uh, guitar manufacturers. They'll just ship people out guitars and like, hey, do a positive review on it. Tell us what you like for the most part. But Eastman doesn't do that much. I don't think there's like one or two people that have one shipped to them. And the thing about Eastman is the reports are saying that they're on par with 59 Les Pauls, it's custom shop Les Pauls reissues. They're little. They have to do a little tweaking to not get a copyright or infringement on them, but the word is the wood, the tone, the detail, the craftsmanship, everything is on par with a $6,000 Gibson Les Paul custom shop. And I really want to get them. They're like $3,000. The one I want, it's like a wine red. It's, down the road. I mean, honestly, I love Les Pauls, but I became a Strat guy, and
yeah,
I don't know if I told you that story how that worked out. I really wanted a Les Paul when I was 17. I was dying to buy one, and there was two guitar places in Laredo at the time. One was called Bethel's Guitar Shop, local guy, beating potatoes, mom and pop kind of guy, and there was Hermes, which became Guitar Center, and they transitioned as they got bought out, and so I went to Bethel's Guitar Shop. He had a black Stair Les Paul, and this was like in 1993. And I'm like, hey, I want the guitar. He's like, well, it's $2,800. I'm like, I got $900. Well, it's 2,800. Come back when you got 2,800. I'm like, look, I got $900. Who walks to your door this week? Because he mainly did like instrument repair, kind of those local music shops. He does a little this, a little that, but he didn't sell guitars like daily. So
yeah,
I thought he was doing the kind of deal, and he wouldn't budge. I'm like, well, guess I'm having to walk 4 blocks down the road to Hermes Music, and I bought myself a signature 1993 signature Stereo on Stratocaster, and I was like, okay, and I learned by my unofficial mentor, being influenced by Stereo Von, how to play and how to get tone like that. Because on a Stratocaster, you're giving a little tone, but you're not giving a lot. Unlike Les Paul, where it doesn't take a lot to sound good.
yeah,
You,
yeah.
you
Humbuckers kind of a little bit different than single coils.
yeah, and all the crazy shit they've done ever since. I mean, Gibson is blowing up big time. I mean, everybody's now signing with Gibson as far as signature series. Dave Mustaine, Kirk Hammett, James Hetfield, and these are the guys who are playing like ESPs, 20 years ago with EMG pickups and everything, and Jackson or Jackson guitars, the shred, but they're all going vintage now.
Yeah, a lot of them. I don't know.
You,
I don't know if you saw it or not. I had that Schecter.
How do you send me a picture of
That was it was all right. I was I'm not super into metal guitars as much. I think it is a nice playing guitar, but I'm not a I'm not a drop tune player.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about. I mean, Schecter, the guitar craftsmanship, at least what I've seen, they're pretty slick. It's
Yeah,
just I and like Ibanez as well is I don't like those slim fast necks. I just can't play them. I don't have big hands, but I have medium sized hands, and I like my Stevie guitar. It has a fat C neck on it, and a classic fat 50s late 50s C neck profile on it, and that's what I got comfortable playing. And with the
well,
Mexican,
it seems like when those Schecter necks is so skinny that you like for me like I get like a almost like a cramp right here because it's like yeah exactly it's too skinny. My hand's not in the right position, so my thumb's more kicked in like that, and it's like after about 45 minutes of playing, you're just like man.
no, as you get older too, since about the last 10, 15 years, I can't play a bar chord that long. I'll play a bar chord, and then it'll be like, oh my gosh, oh, it hurts because you're just constantly crimping your hands to do it.
Yeah.
And I'll can do a bar chord, but I prefer to do other chords that are a little more difficult. But I mean, that's where rock and roll kind of basically came from. I mean, shit, look at was it Deep Purple, classic.
Well, that too, and plus back then when you were so high on drugs, you couldn't remember much stuff, so you had to keep it pretty simple.
Well, you can get laid playing that song back in the 70s.
Oh yeah. Some circles you probably still could these days.
Yeah. It's an interesting journey, nevertheless. So, what got you into playing guitar initially? Was it just a thing, or the chicks, or the passion?
What year did that movie come out? I think it was 85. Back to the Future first came out.
Yeah, 84.
84 when Michael J. Fox was.
Yeah, one of those two. Yeah, my wife here.
That's why I started, because of Michael J. Fox playing Johnny B. Good. I was like, I want to be that guy. And that Christmas, my parents got me the most crappiest acoustic guitar, which made no sense for what I was trying to accomplish. And I think a few weeks later, my dad was mad at me, and he swung my bedroom door open and destroyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I got something else. I got some crappy black, one of those combo deals back in the day. I forget what it was. It was all right for a while. I jammed that. It's all
little gorilla amplifier back in the day.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It would come from remember the flea market on Austin Highway and Eisenhower.
Yeah, I used to shop there all the time back in the day.
We're talking back in the 80s. Late 80s.
Well, no, I shopped there all the way to like the 2000s. I used to hit up this one video guy that sold pirated videos there back then. But yeah, but no, I used to go to there. Yeah, on the nice.
Yeah,
off the highway.
And then from there, went to a pawn shop, and I picked up a Venture, old school Venture or Ventura or whatever they call it, Les Paul style guitar. And man, I had that for some years until my sister's boyfriend bought it from me, and then he turned around and traded it for a freaking trumpet. I was like, what the Anyway, I digress.
My first guitar when I was 11, my dad bought. There's a music store in Ingram Park Mall, right outside of Sears, I believe, on the second floor, and in the mid '80s. They closed down in the early '90s, and
I think I remember that place.
I think it was called Ray's or something guitar, and they did
drums in the front window.
Yeah, window right before you got into Sears, it was on the right.
Yeah.
Well, and Dad bought me my first guitar there, and it was a Cort. It was a single humbucker Cort guitar.
That's not
it was red, and it was like $150, and they threw in a case, like a Kramer case with it, and I liked the idea of playing the guitar, but I really didn't have any desire to really learn, and it wasn't until I was 17 when I moved to Laredo, and I was new to the town. I didn't have a bunch of friends, so I just dove into music and started playing the shit on my guitar. And that guitar got stolen, actually. They broke into my parents' house. Somebody stole it. I don't know why. So over shit. But the funny part is Cort is actually a big manufacturer of guitars.
Yeah, I was going to say, decent shit now.
Yeah. And Dad, I bought a guitar off a guy I knew, for like $75, and I really wanted a Les Paul or a really nice guitar. But my dad said, "I'm not going to buy you $2,000 guitar just for you to f around on.
Yeah,
you have to show me you have the potential to learn to play. Once we get to that step, then we'll step up and we'll buy you an instrument." And that's literally what he said. And then I played the shit out of that guitar, learned as best I could, learning all kinds of music, a little listen all by ear, because never learned to play. I can't read music, and well, I can, but I choose not to, I guess. And I just it never stuck, and I just started listening. My dad taught me like I don't know if you ever learned what is it House of the Rising Sun. It's like the
Yeah.
classic like six, five chords that are like
Mhm.
a six burn, and he taught me that, and then I started getting moving off from there and teaching myself all this other stuff and listening to influences and that I liked, and Jimmy Page and Jimi Hendrix, Stevie Vaughan, uh, and so on, and then I owned up to it, and he's like, okay. A friend of mine that passed away at the time when I was about 17, gifted me $300, and my dad ponied up to 600 to buy the Strat, and that's how I bought the guitar. And I played the shit out of the guitar. I played like 3 hours a day when I got home, just gone. And when you saw it, all that wear that it was like from the ninth fret down, is from me wailing on it for 3 hours a day when I was 17 until I was probably about 20, 21.
It
And
showed the signs.
yeah, and that was just all me, just wrapped up in my room. I used to, when I was done playing her, I'd polish her off with a cloth and put her in a case and put her away.
Yeah, no one can say that guitar was unplayed. That is for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I didn't have any buckle rash. Like some
No,
people
no,
get.
that guitar just had fret wear just from being played.
I played the living shit out of it, and I didn't even know anything about. Like, remember we were talking about frets and like the new thing is put stainless steel frets on things because I think all those are nickel frets from right
Yeah.
years. And then even the Mexican Strat I imagine has nickel frets. I don't think it has stainless either. And
Yeah.
it's cool, but fucking fret jobs are so expensive, man. They're just they're killer. And I want to get that fret job done on stereo on Strat, if not to play, just to put it to rest. As I'm gonna hopefully get the John Mayer thing going and the signature Strat. Use that one. It's a great guitar. Very very bright guitar. I imagine when you set it up, you'll enjoy playing it. And put
The
some
black
11.
one.
It's a dragon fruit, so it's like a.
Oh,
What
I
I
was
was
talking about when I said your black guitar. I'm sorry.
yeah that was the Mim Strat, the Mexican Strat.
Yeah, that was nice. That's a nice Strat too, though.
I put some nice, very bright,
Mm-hmm.
very bright, low output.
Like that. I'm working on another one. I'm working on right now is I'm working on a American Strat with a basically a Gilmore, the one with the loaded EMG Gilmore package.
I have $300 pick guard, but it's sweet. You don't even have to do nothing. All you do is connect the wires. And
Yeah, he wants it tricked though. We're doing some custom work. We're trying to find a way to put a deal so we can put a battery box so we don't have to bury the battery inside under the pick guard or somewhere where you can't access it.
You might have to route it out.
Well, what I was going to try to figure out is if Fender makes a stout spring, like basically a heavy duty spring. I know they do, but I just got to see if two will hold everything and keep everything in tune with just two heavy duty springs. Because if it worked with two heavy duty springs, you can split them you could split the two heavy springs on the outside on a Strat, and you still have the middle space for the 9-volt.
See, the Stevie Strat came initially with 3 springs. It came with all 5, but it only came with 3 installed in a Y configuration. And then I was as I added heavy gauge strings to it, I noticed the tremolos popping up, and then I was like, okay, so I put all 5 strings in. Still had the problem, and I had to tighten the screws.
They gave you 3 blacks and 2 silvers, right?
I don't remember, man. I remember it was just 3 installed, and there was like 2 extra springs sitting in a bag and parts. What do you bet? And it was just, and then I started like learning, like I told you, back then we're talking the mid '90s, late '90s, and there was no YouTube, so I literally like looked at a picture of his guitar and saw where his action was, and I literally like, dialed in on it. Like I can just try to eyeball it at best and put the things. I had no idea what I was doing, but I was like, oh. But I didn't do it too bad because the guitar, it held 11s. I had even 12s at one time, and it still played well until I just wore the shit out of the frets.
Yeah. Yeah, there was nothing there for the sound to bounce off.
I remember I bought a pair of 12s and they had the third string from the bottom of the neck, the bottom of the fretboard. It was still wound. It was a jazz set of strings, and the four set of strings were wound.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, I'm like Stevie. I'm like, no, you're not like Stevie.
You're like, no wonder my hand's so muscular.
Shit, dude. I used to have calluses on my hands. Man, like a mother. Playing. I remember I had friends that like I jam out with them at like these parties that we have, and I have like three bands doing three sets or whatever. And they invited me to play once, and then guys, hey man, can I play guitar? And I'm like, yeah, have at it. Starts playing it. This guy like uses like heavy bottom nines. I think what he's using back in, on his guitar. Start playing guitar. It's a freaking bajo sexto. I don't know if you know what bajo sexto is. It's a Mexican guitar.
Yeah.
Or like conjunto and shit. And he's like, what the fuck are these strings? Bajo sexto? And I go, no, they're 11s. And he's like, how the fuck do you play this thing? And I'm like, because my action's really high too. And I'm like,
I don't be a bitch.
I do it with these right here and these man claws I got right here, man. And I go, but I can't play their guitars either. I would rip the strings off their guitars because they like that low action shredder.
Yeah.
And I just can't play it. And to people that dig that kind of stuff, teach your own, man. We all do different styles and different things. I mean, there's some guitars. Are you familiar with Eric Gale?
Yeah.
Yeah, he plays like Doyle Brimhall from Dark Angels. He's left-handed, but plays a right-handed guitar upside down. So he plays a left-handed guitar, strung right-handed. And I'm like sticking to the chord structure, like just having to, get all crazy, with it. Like Jeff Healey, he played like a piano when he jammed.
Yeah.
That was a bad motherfucker. That dude was bad, man. He's an awesome guitarist, man.
You're talking about the blind dude, right?
Yeah, Jeff Healey.
Yeah.
And See the Light was one of his favorite songs he did. And I have a friend I knew a guy, a guitarist already, who was blind, and that was his inspiration. And he was like one of those few guys who did that song "Angel Eyes" by Jeff Healey. It's a classic song. But what?
What was that fucking movie?
Oh, Roadhouse.
Yeah, Roadhouse.
Yeah. If you ever watch a video, look him up on YouTube. You see him when he used to jamming on Letterman, and when he gets all really rambunctious and excited, he'll like stand up, not knowing where the hell he is, and just getting down, and like wow, and they're like, all right, sit your ass down. You're gonna trip over recording.
We don't want this.
It's like the guy at a Stevie Wonder concert saying, "Stevie, I love you," with a big sign.
Yeah. That's fucked up. Let me grab my thing. Hold on.
Right on, man. You got the same chairs I got. You got the same country chairs.
Yeah, I think they're like the standard, whatever, country kitchen chairs.
What's funny is my sister gave me that table with the chairs, right? And when we moved in the house in 05, and like a year later, we all got together for like a dinner or whatever, and my niece must have been about 18 or 19. She's like, "Oh my God, this table is so good. It's so sturdy." And me and my wife and my sisters were in the room, and I looked at her, "Oh yeah, it's real sturdy." and then my wife like, "Shut the fuck up! What's wrong with you?"
It doesn't
even wobble at all. But
this one fucking break.
So what's the nicest guitar the most prestigious guitar you worked on?
Probably that Fender Custom Shop.
So shop, yeah. You're showing what, 6K?
Yeah, 65, 7 grand. I mean, that thing's. And again, I mean that like I said, that dude bought it because someone made it, put it in its case, and it's been sitting in a closet since 1996. The damn case still has the plastic protectors on the latches.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous as hell, man. I mean, dang.
Beautiful. Flame maple top.
Yeah, and then it has the the flame maple. Well, they just left the natural binding, which is flame maple binding, and flame maple neck. Freaking yeah.
That speaks volumes to your ability for somebody to entrust you with a guitar like that, and to not to make it better or for resale
Yeah.
upon everybody else saying like, well, because if I had a guitar like that, I'd be really hesitant on who I'm gonna let work on it, and not scuff it up or freaking dog had a bad day and chewed on the
Well,
front.
yeah. Well, I mean, you've been here. You've seen how anal I am about my stuff. I'm like, in the case, clean, polished, put away. No,
I will tell everybody listening, man. I took my guitar to him, two guitars to him, to have him, set up and professionally set up and fixed, and no major repairs. But not only did he fix my guitar, he cleaned my guitar case.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah.
He's like, now your guitar case look kind of crummy, dude. So I gave it a once over. I'm like, fucking looks like the day I bought it.
Yeah.
So attention to detail is Travis is a good deed. What Travis can do, man. I'll tell you that, if not more.
Yeah, I mean, because like me personally, I like it. I like when the guitar's done and they like, especially like when people bring guitars and the fretboard looks like someone's ashy knees, and the frets are all grimy and just like gritty, and you get it back to when the fretboard's clean and polished, and then the frets like gleam in the light. Yeah, it looks nice. Makes it look definitely, especially like on some of the lower end guitars. I mean, it just makes it look like it's worth more money. You know what I mean? When you have it all polished up and shiny and everything on it, all the appointments taken care of. Like this one here, just this poor thing just needs. This one needs a lot of work. It looks like somebody tooled the fretboard with a rock, and I think the guy, the gentleman that owns this guitar knows that it's pretty messed up. He got it pretty cheap off the internet, and then they ended up giving his money back because it came semi-damaged. So he basically got a free guitar, so he's just gonna mod it and just.
Did he buy it knowing it was a ripoff?
Yeah. I mean, let me see if I can get you that. Ah, man, you can't see it. This route right back here. Oh my, it is horrible.
Well, let me ask you this: why did ESP all of a sudden become LTD? Because I remember ESP was like the shit in the late '90s, early 2000s. All of a sudden they came with LTD. I don't understand. LTD was like their second market, lower market tier guitars,
And I think they still have both.
Say again?
I still think they have both.
Well, that's what I hear, but it's weird because you don't see ESP being marketed that big anymore, but you see LTD marketed the hell of it.
The ESP is honestly more the like was, and I still think is more of the like real high end. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to advertise when people want an ESP more so because they already know what they want. You know what I mean? You don't see Gibson kind of advertise, but you don't see Les Paul commercials and a bunch of like Les Paul ads.
Yeah.
Because the people that want that, they want that. They're gonna go buy that. They don't have to advertise that.
See, I remember I looked it up once because I was curious because I remember in the video for Metallica 1, that was their first video they ever made. I was in middle school, like 8th grade or whatever when it came out, 7th grade, and you see Kurt Hammett playing ESP Stratocaster or Strat, and I looked those up, and those are super rare.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
they're it's big time money now for a ESP Strat. And I was like, wow, dude.
And some of the even some of the old school Kramers are fucking outrageous. The
Yeah,
ones from like the late '80s, well the early, basically almost a lot of the '80s model Kramers are damn expensive. I that's how my whole that's kind of how one of my when I was doing a lot of my buy sell trading, that's how that all popped off. Was I happened to come across that um, super clean. I think it was like a 1984 Kramer Telecaster acoustic, like a slim body. The guy had it. He bought it, wanted to learn how to play, never did. Stuck it in its case, and another, sat under his bed for a few decades. And he pulled it. I bought it for like 200 or something from him, and then some guy in Bernie traded me a Schecter hollow body and a Gibson. I mean, not Gibson, Epiphone. One of those Nighthawks. Those ones with
yeah.
like the freaking crazy pickups and like 20,000 different configurations of pickup stuff. And I
Yeah.
turned around and sold both those for like $500 a pop.
So you're like the San Antonio Charlie guy.
Yeah. Nah, I don't. Yeah, Trogly's affiliated with Gibson. He makes it seem like, yeah, I don't know. No.
Yeah, you're telling me. And I mean, um, the problem with channels like him and other people is they get predictable,
Yeah.
and so like almost it's going to be a Flying V, an Explorer, or a Les Paul. Once in a blue moon, he'll get like a Strat in there. He'll throw in there.
Or
So
an SP.
and yeah, or it's going to be extravagant guitar that most people is way out of their means. And I'm like, okay, there's a guy like
Website for sale for $17,000. Like, yeah, no thanks.
yeah, well, there's a guy like in the gun community. His name's what's his name? And I can't remember the name top of his head, but he's really big, and he does a lot of gun reviews, and people send him guns to review. But after a while, you don't really once you see the gun, like the first 1 minute of the video, 2 minutes, you see the gun, you're like, you know what he's gonna do. He has like a badass range in the backyard, and it lives like in North Carolina or whatever it was, and just yeah, and he's gonna shoot. He's gonna shoot. He's gonna shoot. He's gonna shoot. He's gonna talk good things about the gun. So after so many watching his videos so many times watching his videos, you're like, okay, you know his rhythm, right? You know where he's gonna go, what he's gonna do. So there's no reason to watch past the first minute and a half. You just want to see the flash. Show me the gun point, show me the gun, and
Yeah.
show me the guitar. Like that Charlie guy over there. I watch him. I'm like, okay, just show me the guitar. I know I can't afford it. I know I can't buy it. So there's no reason to watch the rest of the video and tell me how great this guitar is. Because I'm never going to be on the market to buy one like that. Hopefully one of these days.
Or I don't really care about his parts and specs.
Yeah. Uh, and he's a Les Paul freak, and good to him because Les Pauls are fucking awesome guitars. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, it really helps when you're affiliated with Gibson.
Yeah, I did not know that until you told me that, but that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. He's sneaky. Nah, but it says right on his, when you go to his website on the trogly.com, at the bottom, it has all that shit on there.
I never bothered because I was like, that's the old saying: if you got to ask how much it costs, you can't afford it.
Yeah, he's a repair technician. So like if there's like a Gibson that's messed up in his area, they could actually take it to him and have it repaired.
Have you ever done the headstock repair on a Les Paul?
What's that?
Have you ever done the headstock repair on a Les Paul?
Yeah.
Because I heard, man, I've never seen it, but I've heard that they tip over, and that takes a crack, and that's it. And
It
yeah,
depends on how bad, and it depends if it goes. If the crack doesn't go into the truss rod, is one thing. If the crack goes into the truss rod, that's a whole nother animal. That I don't. Yeah, no. Just the headstock from the volute past, that's not bad. You can hide glue and you can fucking put some like reinforcement little. You route it. You put little support
I've seen you put dowels in them to enforce them.
Yeah, I don't. I usually when I did it, I put you take like the back of the headstock right here, and you cut like wherever the crack is, you cut two like square channels, and then you glue in other woods, and then you shave it down, smooth it, and then you refinish the whole fucking back of the neck. And usually between all that, it ain't going anywhere. I mean, that's how Gibson does it. They just do it with the right wood, so you never see it.
Yeah.
Or that they'll do it, and then they'll put a stinger on it, and you'll never notice.
I remember a bunch of people got pissed off with Gibson when they got that guy from Norm's Guitars. I don't remember his name, but he's a real slick cat, like kind of bald guy.
Yeah.
And they got him as like their main PR guy now.
The one that does all the Gibson garage shit, all the yeah.
And people, because he did like this one thing saying, like basically don't skimp, buy a Gibson, don't cheat yourself. And then people were like, hey guy, not everybody's rocking $2,500 sitting in their pocket, and the competition is fierce now. You showed me your guitar that you had some problems with, but you fixed it up. Was the Hartley or Hardy? What's that Les Paul you had?
Oh, the Harley Benton.
Yeah, Harley Benton. And I've seen many reports of that guitar. You can get an awesome one, you can get a shitty one depending on how it's shipped to you. But the reports on it, I mean, if you improve the pickups on it and the electronics, you have a decent guitar.
Yeah, mine would have been great if the bridge post hadn't been smashed down into the body, which set the stop bar was fine, but the way that the way it smashed the bridge down, and it kicked this one back so far that you couldn't actually you couldn't adjust it right. And like I said, they only wanted to give me like $30 back for it. So I was just like, "Are you serious? It's kind of screwed, guys." And they ended up giving me more than that back. I got that money back, and then they gave me some credit with them. So I bought a whole bunch of tools that I used to end up fix the damn guitar. And yeah, I ended up getting it pretty damn good after I put a brass nut on it, put a roller bridge on it, different stop bar. I had to rat tail it because the brake angle was so fucking atrocious. And then after all that, I mean, it had the Roswell P90s in it, so the pickups weren't too bad in it. But I don't know. I just kind of was more sad about anything, so I
was thinking about buying a guitar like that and just throwing in some modern or well made pickups. An investment of maybe $100, maybe $200 on top of it. The guitar only costs $200, but drop some decent electronics in it and redo the switches and everything in it. Because realistically, man, I'd love to have a Les Paul, like a badass Gibson, but I'd be like any other guy to have one at the end of the day. If I can get one and narrow it down under $600 and get a decent playing guitar, how were the frets on them?
On the Harley Benton,
Hmm?
the frets were nice. They weren't bad at all. I mean, the neck and everything else besides the bridge was pretty good. I just changed the nut out because I kind of had to. The way that they just cut the E string, the high E string, they cut that slot way too far to the outside. So every time you try to do anything, you're pulling the E string off the fucking fretboard. So I had to get a new one that was slotted correctly. But other than that, I mean, the guitar itself was solid. You know what I mean? Oh, I think I even changed I swapped out the tuners too, because those tuners on those cheap guitars are exactly what they are. I put my old Gretsch tuners on it.
Wow.
And because I took my Gretsch has hip shots on it, which are fucking awesome tuners.
Yeah, I like hip shots. They were like the original locking tuners.
Yeah, I stand by those tuners. Those things are freaking nice. I hardly ever have to tune my Gretsch. I tune that thing like maybe once every string change.
Hold on, give me 1 second, real quick. I'll be right back.
If there's anyone watching, don't buy fake ESPs off the internet. They're not worth it. my poor iPad can't charge as fast as I'm using the battery. Huh? Does the laptop have Safari on it? Oh, well, it's already, I didn't have to put it on. It was already on there. I just had to go. I have it disabled or whatnot. It's been finding on my fucking thing. But when I went to the App Store, it just said open, so I went to there. Excuse me. Yeah. Did I show you that? Did I show you that natural strat?
No, I believe it did.
Oh man, the guy that has the green green strat. 1 second. This was this gentleman's very first guitar he bought when he was.
Oh shit! Someone wants to say hi. Oh, that's beautiful.
I see a pooch.
Big old 10-year-old pooch. Hey, buddy. What's up? Pain in the ass sometimes, but he's my boy. That's my son. What is that? 7 is let me see the headstock on it.
What's that?
So that's not a pre-CBS headstock. It's a modern, and I see the saddles on that are modern, so it looks like a.
It's a let's see. They're all USA strats.
Is that yours?
No, it's that guy. One.
Oh yeah. Trying for you, buddy.
He had abalone inlays put in this one. I don't know. Let's see if you can see it. It's got abalone inlays and abalone side dots. He had put in it.
What's he asking for that one?
No, he's not. This is his baby. I just got done doing setup on this one. This one's super nice.
I see the saddles are American saddles on it.
Yeah.
Modern.
It's set to do a half step up. So I can.
I still got the other saddles. I want you to put on my John Mayer guitar.
Oh yeah.
So,
you got Graphtec saddles. Those are nice.
Yeah, Graphtec. I like them.
I like those too. They came out real nice. The black one.
Yeah. I played her a couple times, and she sounds different guitar. I still have. When we watching this, want to buy a set of Mexican Mexican ceramic pickups on it. And I have for $50.
There you go.
I still have those, and it's sitting in a bag there with all the other parts I got. I remember the first time I tried doing because there's so many interesting, man, when you go like in the wiring videos for Stratocasters, there's so many people that have like crazy ideas and configurations and what to do, what to not. I finally found this one simple video, like, okay, and I initially bought, I forget the brand, but they're like a really high-end brand of electronics in the pots, but you had to wire everything, and then I kind of
Golden Age.
No, it's another brand. True Switch or something like that, or Switch. They're like the most sought after group. But then I found this one company that it was like for $10 more, they give everything and it's pre-wired. All you have to do is link the pickups to it and to the switch and to the ground, and I use that and the back to get my pickups all up and running, and I was really content at the back end of it when I got it all running right. I said, wow, but this guitar stuff's way different. Just really, really bright and deep tone.
That I gotta say, I did those Epiphone sells those kits, those no solder plug and play Alnico 5 humbucker kits. I put one of those in this guy's knockoff LP the other day. Man, what an easy install, and it even came with push pull pots. So he got an upgrade to coil split and Alnico 5 pickups with, plug and play electronics. The only thing you have to do is solder the ground.
Did it come with cloth wiring on the pickups?
What's that?
Did it come with cloth wiring on the pickups? No.
No.
That was really impressive with the custom shop Texas specials I put in that guitar, the black Strat. They're actually cloth covered pickups.
Yeah, these are just the standard rubber fucking blah wiring. But considering the crap pickups that came out of it, and then on top of it, what I did is I took he brought me two guitars. He brought me that guitar and he brought me a Strat. And with the Strat, he wanted to put a humbucker. He wanted an HSS.
Oh. Charles just, hit the pause button there, but let's jump back in. Travis's iPad died, so he's trying to find a device to jump back into chat if he can. But it's been interesting chat nevertheless. I mean, I love talking to people about guitars. In the gun community. There we go. Hold on. I'm going to let Travis back in here.
All right. Stupid iPad.
All right, man.
That thing has to live. I don't know what's wrong with that thing. It needs a new battery. It needs to be replaced. It's just old and done.
Apple throttles down their shit, to make you want to buy a new one.
Oh, that's why. Yeah, I need to buy that extra inch.
So you're saying, man, you got cut off. What were you talking about again?
The guy brought me those two guitars. I put the Epiphone pre-wired kit in the Les Paul copy, and then what I did, they were gold covered pickups, so I had to unsolder the bridge pickup gold cover. Oh my God, this thing's about to die. I had to uncover the gold pickup to put the humbucker into the Strat after I bought a new pick guard for it. I need this one. I'm grabbing my phone charger real fast because this is getting absurd.
Plug your phone in.
Everything in my life is shutting down. Hold on.
I love my Mac products. A couple things I have, my MacBook Pro, but I run off a computer. I'm a computer tech. I told you before.
Yeah, I just should have. I don't have. Well, after this. Oh, here I can't do that. After this one, I'll hook. I'll put Safari on my laptop. I just don't have it on there. And
You should need Safari. You Chrome. Chrome will launch a link.
it wasn't letting me for some reason at first. It kept telling me Safari. So I don't know.
For whatever reason. I mean, because I send links out to people all the time, and when we have chats, they're able to link on. And they're not on an Apple product because Safari is only on Apple, unless it's a laptop which you have Safari on as well. So it's all good.
What's that? Acer. Mine's an Acer. Yeah. I'm just glad it's not on like Foxfire or something. Asus, whatever. I don't know what the hell it is.
I was gonna say Asus is good. Acer sucks. Asus is good.
Asus. Yeah. Ours is an Asus. Whatever the fancy. Yeah, not the garbage. My wife's like, ours ain't no piece of shit.
Acer is garbage. Asus.
Yeah, that's what they sell at Walmart, right? Those little fucking tablet things.
I mean, they back in the day, Acer was actually a really, really big company. They made they're like the first people to do like colored PCs, like green and black and blue and red. And
yeah.
They made their name like in the late 90s, but then they just fell to the wayside as things evolved. But well, that's interesting, man.
Yeah, we went to actually it was like the other day we were messing around at a pawn shop. We stopped over by Go Around Music, and I went in the pawn shop and I was looking around. They had a damn effects pedal. I picked up one of those little cheap ass Joyo effects pedals, and we're looking around. Man, they were selling laptops for like $60. So we bought one and ended up having some serious problems. So we took it back, and then we ended up getting that whatever that one is. I don't want to say the name wrong. Asus with like it has a 1 terabyte. It's got some goodies in it. We got it for like $100 and something bucks.
Well, if you want to trade work, you can work on my guitar, work on the computer.
There you go. Well, we also my wife has a friend named Charles. He's also a little IT little dude. He's the one that told us our last one was fucked. They had put the wrong kind of RAM. They had like they had 10 gigs of RAM in it, like an odd number of RAM. They had like one was bad. And
you can do 3, 6, 8, 12. But I've never heard of anybody having 10 gigs of RAM. 16.
That's why it didn't run. Yeah, it was just
sounds like some bogus RAM that was put in it. It just didn't mean
someone just got it to run to send to the pawn shop. And we took it back, and we got we got their protection plan because it's only like $6, and they gave us you gave your money back and blah blah blah. And so we just went to a different shop and got another one.
I love pawn shops. Hounding every now and then. Every once in a blue moon, once, not often, but very once you'll find they're like, just take it. Get rid of it. I want this gone, and it'll be a guitar or a laptop or a power tool or a camera, and they're dumping it. But those are very, very, very far and in between you to find those kind of items, but you can find them. When I go to pawn shops, they love me because I tune their guitars. All right, and hey, come on tomorrow, man. We got 2 more coming in. Like, yeah, all right.
Yeah, right.
I was tuning by ear.
That some of the good ones that have good guitars is that damn one out there on Hebner and that Alamo Pawn. They usually get some good guitars, but I think the worst pawn shop out of them all is that Pronto Pawn on Paramvidal. Have you ever been there?
I've heard of Pronto Pawn, not that specific location. Matt, where you live? Neck of my woods. I grew up on the north side of San Antonio as a kid. I was born on the west side, grew up on the north side, going to school, and then I moved to Laredo when I was 13, and I came back when I was 22. But I never lived. My dad, he was a contractor, so he did gigs all over. So I know a little bit of every part of San Antonio. The Northeast, for whatever reason, his dad just knew a lot of gigs out there, mainly like west side, south side, north. northwest.
I get lost on like the southwest side. I guess you can't get lost now that we got fucking phones with Google Maps. Back in the day, nope.
Did you go to school here in San Antonio?
Yeah, went to Judson. Well, I went to Cole. I went on Fort Sam for a while when my mom was working there, and then I ended up transferring to Judson. Unfortunately, I should have stayed at Cole, but
I went to NISD as a kid, and then just grew up there until I was in middle school, and then went to Laredo high school. But yeah, when I came back, I was like, I want to live back north. I want to live back where I know, so I came back to northwest part of San Antonio. And,
yeah,
kind of, brought up there.
Yeah, we've. I mean, when my parents moved to Texas in like the '80s, and then we moved to Live Oak, which is northeast side, and my mom still lives out there. My brother used to live out there, but he moved all the way out to fucking SeaWorld. And
well, that's kind of close to where I live in general, it's still about 15 miles away from where I live, but it's in the same neighborhood. Where Live Oak, I mean, to people who live there and live their whole lives, great, good for them. But you're asking to get a ticket driving through Live Oak, no matter what, man. What'd you do? You threw your cigarette out in the street, sir?
You speak too hard, sir. Pull over. Oh, I know, man. My family cops do. Well, my dad. Yeah, we got stories about Live Oak cops. They gave my ticket, brother. They gave my brother a ticket one time for doing 20 miles an hour, 22 miles an hour in his Mustang. And because he was like driving in like second gear, so it sounded like he was doing like 50. And they gave him a ticket for doing 22. And they've given my dad a ticket in the mail before because they couldn't catch him on his motorcycle. They just had an idea of what house he lived in, so they just put a ticket in the mailbox. It's crazy shit.
I don't know. So,
but
if you don't mind describing your abilities as far as your luthier craftsmanship of what you can do to the viewers or listening or people that are going to tune in eventually, what you're capable of as far as setups and so on and things you can do, your services you can provide.
Well, I provide everything from guitar setup, pickup swaps. I can do most repairs as long as your guitar's not snapped in half. We can do fret level recrowns. I can do refrets, complete electronic swaps, some routing if you wanted to route for different electronics, batteries. What else can we do? I repair acoustic guitars. If you have an acoustic guitar with a bridge that's lifting or coming off, or acoustic guitar that the bridge is completely come off, I can repair that for you as well. Most acoustic damage I can repair as long as, of course, it's not destroyed or broken open or peeling apart. It can be repaired.
I got to take my 12-string too.
Amplifiers, if you need an amplifier that needs service. What's that?
So I need to do my 12-string. My hour is it's a 1974 Artist Series 12-string, and I bought it when I was 18. I had a pawn shop, and that was my birthday gift. And the tuners started going bad little by little, and I took them all off, put new shitty tuners on it, and they're not the original. So you might have to do some glue work on it to fill in the holes and tap some new ones into it. But I do want to get the car back and running because I love playing 12-string acoustic. I bought it because Stewie Vaughn, when I saw him play Pride and Joy live at MTV, was it Unplugged? He's like one of the first Unplugged artists. I saw him play. I was like, "Fuck yeah!" I'll learn to play like that.
They're great. They're wonderful guitars. As long as you don't have to tune them.
Yeah, that's a pain in the ass. Was tuning. I had to learn to tune a guitar like that.
Man, yeah. I mean, nowadays we got apps and fucking all kinds of bullshit. It makes it so much easier. But yeah,
Well, dude, there still is nothing. I have like those quick tuners you clip on to the head of the guitar and this and that, and I have a tuner built into my amplifier. But there's no tuner that says like I said, I want to tune the E flat, and the only way you can do it is by learning the tuning systems. And E flat is basically half a step down, so you have to like where it's or like if you're tuning the E, you have to go down, 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 down half a step till it gets to the next half a step lower, and then you proceed through the rest of the tuning machines to do so.
yeah.
See, what I used to do to cheat is I play Pride and Joy, and I matched that tone at that sixth fret. And then once I got that one string, I would tune the rest of them.
Oh, there you go.
That's how I would do it back in the day. So I would hit that, and I go, okay, I got this one note down. I can hear it, and I would just tune the rest of them from that second string on, and to the rest of them to tune E flat.
Yeah, it works.
But yeah, whatever works. Right?
What I liked is like the one of the things I use is this app. It's a tuner app, and for instance, it's like no matter what kind of tuning you want to do, like for alternator tuning, crazy tuning, you just go and if you want to be lazy, you can just literally select it, which is kind of nice. It makes it super easy because I bought myself one of those speed winders because like I was getting.
Well, shit, there was those Gibson Les Pauls at one time that had the electric shit in the back where it would auto tune.
Cyber tune or they go yeah, they're great. They're kind of cool. I almost bought a SG that had it on it.
What do you think about SGs, honestly? Because I played a couple and they sound good, but they don't sound great.
Everyone says it's like a lightweight. It's kind of a lightweight version, a diet version of a Les Paul.
I mean, they sound good, but they don't have a lot of rich tone. They got a very bright resonance to them that leans more towards rock.
Yeah,
classic rock. Eric Clapton played one shit, for all those years in Cream.
They're good for like, I would say up until like break up to beginning of Distortion. You know what I mean? They're not.
Carlos Santana played one, at Woodstock.
Yeah.
So he eventually got picked up by PRS.
Yeah. Which was good for him because they suit him a lot better. Especially for his.
I like Carlos Santana, but I think he sold out a little bit towards the end there.
Yeah.
I mean, he's too good of a guitarist to be having to play with pop culture icons, to stay relevant.
I don't know. I saw a thing on it was not too long ago but on Carlos Santana. He I don't know, he was out and about doing something and he ended up running into one of his old bandmates who was like ended up being this homeless black guy who lived in a freaking trailer on the side of the road, and he did nothing to help him, but just stop by and say hi.
Well, I don't know if you remember Neil Sheehan from Journey. He played with Santana when he was 15. They had to like really rub his parents hard over to get him to go on tour with him. He's 15 years old. He went on tour with Carlos Santana.
Damn.
And he's the lead guitarist from Journey over the years, but yeah, like crazy. That guy, blew up the way he did.
Yeah. Like, yeah. Sorry, I keep yawning. Got that damn new puppy boy be kicking my butt.
You got a new puppy?
Oh yeah, we did. Hold on.
Sorry to hear about your dog, man. She's so beautiful.
I know. Well, we unfortunately we got like we took her to the vet, and it was like kind of, we knew that she wasn't doing well, but the vet made it seem like she wasn't, she had more time. And literally from the day that we got her checked, it wasn't even a week. Even the vet was like, holy shit, like that was fucking, man.
Corrosive.
We got the other puppy like shortly after the prognosis, thinking that we had more time that they could, have to spend together. But it didn't work that way. Layla went a lot faster.
I remember meeting her when I met you a couple times I have in person, and she was just like, she was like just butter, like, hey, look at me.
Yeah. This is the new one. This is Rosie.
Is she a boxer too, or?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's a little.
I've never seen a black boxer. I've seen white. I had a tan one. I had two tan ones.
Songs. Yeah. She's a sealed brindle. That's what they call her color. The black and white ones they're sealed brindles. She's a character though, man. She has to be, when it's time to go to bed, she has to be touching a body until she falls asleep, and then you can do whatever you want after that. Oh yeah, and then there's the thing you never get to see when you come over.
The kitty cat.
Yeah, that thing always hides, dude. Every time anyone comes over, that motherfucker is gone. You wouldn't even know we have a cat. She hides until you come over about 40 times, and then she'll come out and say hi.
Does she like the puppy?
She's getting used to it. I mean, she's warming up. Her and Layla never really ever interacted. They just, they both coexisted. They both knew each other were here. They never got mean with each other. Layla was never ever did shit. Dog never fucking barked. You know what I mean? She was always just so chill. She could care less whether the cat was here or the cat was gone. It didn't matter to her.
Yeah, I see those videos where like the big dog is scared of a tiny cat, crawling down the stairs. Because the cat's always gonna paw at it.
Shit, when Lily was born, man, Layla was scared shitless of Lily. She wanted nothing to do with that kid. She was like, I'm afraid of this child. Get it away from me. It was funny. It took like probably what, babe? It was a few months before Layla, she'd go in there, and then all of a sudden we started noticing Layla was like by her crib, you know what I mean? And then she would start getting closer. When Lily would be out in the living room crawling around and doing shit, Layla would get just a little bit closer. And finally, next thing you know, I came out, and then Lily's laying on her. I was like, oh, okay.
See, I had my first boxer. Her name, I named it Octum, which is German.
Octum?
Yeah, it's German for caution.
Oh, nice.
And she was a handful. Her and the cat. I used to have this cat too, and they're like best friends. And they would just tear on each other. The dog would chew on her head. The cat would chew on her ears. So like you look at her ears, they're all scabbed up. When the cat chewed on her ears, they took down the Christmas tree together. Fighting under the Christmas tree. And somebody stole her. I let her off my neighbor lived in the radar. I let her off 20 minutes to go pee or whatever, and she was gone. And then a friend of the same, this from the same litter, somebody gave me the other dog. They were Cha Cha, and Cha Cha looked like she could rip your freaking arm off. She had this very stoic look on her face when she stared at you.
Mm-hmm.
She could rip your arm off, but she was just a puppy dog. They just fucking lick you to death. I'm like, oh my god, And somebody stole her too.
Damn.
They stole full grown ass dog. They never stole my German Shepherd. Let me tell you that. Nobody stole him because he would not let anybody get near him but me.
Yeah, he's like, fuck you, I'll bite you.
Yeah.
Our cat's name's Chi-Chi.
Chi.
Chi-Chi. Yeah, you hear me calling you Chi-Chi Boo. What's up, baby? What are you doing? Oh, here she comes. Oh, shit. Oh, man. What do I do now?
You asked for trouble.
I'm telling you. Cat. It's funny though, the little dog though, when like we'll go outside when we come back in, as soon as she comes inside, she's like, "Where's the cat?" And she'll like run to find the cat. Next thing you'll see Chi-Chi. She kind of chases around and Chi-Chi doesn't really mind it right now. She just kind of like runs away. But I think they're gonna end up maybe getting a little bit along better than Layla and her did. At least hopefully Chi-Chi will interact with her a little bit more than she did with Layla, because yeah, exactly. I think Jeanette's like, I don't think she has a choice. The dog's gonna fucking force her to. But you will be my friend. I will make you. But who knows? They're hilarious. It definitely helped the situation, that's for sure. Because man, that
it stings, man. It stings. A lot of people understand is when like you see a guy walking out of a veterinarian office with a collar by him, just a collar, and you're like, yeah, it sucks.
yeah, it's like everything was. We got, we had our stuff taken care of before we went in there. So when we went in there, they did what they had to do, and we said goodbye, and we just left. They told us, when you're done, just walk out, close the door, and just leave. We just left the office and just went home, and they took care of everything else.
I only got to meet her twice, but she's always so awesome dog. Like she loves attention.
Oh yeah, and she's always super friendly, always quiet, always well behaved. She was just chill. And the new one seems to be had the same temperament that Layla did. So hopefully, we'll see.
You don't want to be that guy in an apartment that has that barking dog that never shuts the fuck up.
No shit. But this one here, the little one barks, but she only barks when you make her bark. When you growl her up, she gets all crazy. It's hilarious. She got some sharp ass teeth though. Man, she bit the shit out of me already. I was like, no ma'am, you ain't doing that no more.
Yeah.
Man. And then yeah, last night Lily busted her face open. I was just like, God, rains and pours around here.
Shit, you telling me.
She fell off her bed. Fell off getting up her bed and busted her, bit her, I don't know, she tore something up here in her lip, busted her lip and tore some stuff. So it's just been like, man. Fun times. But
transitioning back to guitars.
Yeah.
What if you had, if money wasn't an object, what would you buy? One guitar.
If money wasn't an option, what guitar would I buy?
You have to think that deep. Obviously, you got a bunch in your head.
Yeah, I would have a couple. I would probably.
I got two that I'm stuck with.
I would probably get a big body Gretsch, like a Brian Setzer Gretsch.
I'm a big Brian Setzer fan. I love his music.
Yeah, I'd probably get one of those.
I was a kid growing to listen to Stray Cats, man. Those guys were ahead of their time. Even though they were going back in time, they were ahead of their time.
Yeah. Brian said, man, that dude's, hey, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but that dude's guitar collection, he's got a guitar collection. And man, his guitar collection is a bunch of absolutely played to hell guitars. Half of his Gretsches have holes in the back or have repaired spots on the back. Those rockabilly attire.
I watched Ricky Nielsen's guitar collection.
Oh yeah,
because that dude has like shells like over and over and over stacked with like late 60 Les Pauls and Flying V's and over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, is that the guy that had
Cheap Trick?
Yeah. He's like, yeah, between him and then there was the dude, there's a dude that had the warehouse behind the wooden door that had just literally racks and racks of guitars, and he had like one of every color, and then he even had like he had those roadie cases, and he had like guitars that he didn't even know he had in there. I forget what dude that was. It was on Gibson's thing, but that dude had
Uh,
it was
was it
this
Joe
guy with the
Cocker?
little glasses, huh? No, not
Was
Joe,
it,
not Joe.
who the hell was I thinking of? Shit.
Was he from REO Speedwagon? No, I don't think it was from REO Speedwagon. It might have been from REO Speedwagon, but yeah, he's like, oh yeah, the vault's behind this door. It was literally like it looked like a big sheet of plywood with like a door hole cut out, and it was basically it was a storage facility, but he put like a false wall, and man, it was just
They build gun safes, for your collection of, I have like 14 guns, that I have, and that's a very small collection, where you put a vault. Well, they make gun safes or safes for guitars too. So you put them in there and you stack them in there, and there's temperature control for humidity and all that shit. Precious guitars. My two guitars is either a 57 Fender Stratocaster or a 59 Les Paul would be the two.
if I could have if mine would probably be that Gretsch and then an old gold top. I want a gold top. That's why I got the Harley Benton.
Yeah, Brian's sister's tone was always fucking
But-
awesome. It's really bright tone that he has. Of those Gretsch pickups.
He was playing through. I think he was playing through Rev Cabs.
Oh, really? I thought he played Defenders.
Couple, but most of his ones were Rev Cabs.
There was a guy today on the Facebook Marketplace that's posting a Fender US made Silver Sky. And he's like, I'll take trades. I'll take a trade for a Silver Sky SE. I'm like, I got one. And he's like, yeah, but I'm not gonna trade straight out. You have to sweeten the pot. And I offered him, Lewis that. He's like, yeah, well, hey man, it's a beautiful guitar. It's a rose red, whatever it is, the color. And I'm like, but he just counts him, neat because he's trading a $2,400 guitar with some buckle rash. What he said. You show pictures, but
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't care about buckle rash because I'm not looking to collect them. I'm looking to play them. But
Yeah, that. There's that
couldn't happen.
Aristides. Have you heard of that guitar company? Aristides.
For Aristotle, but Aristotle.
They're composite guitars. They're made out of a composite called I don't know. There's some crazy guitars. They're like, this dude was trying to get my buddy to trade that Fender Strat for this fucking crazy composite guitar, and he was going to throw in like $2,500 cash. My buddy was like, "No, thank you."
Well, you can't.
I forget what they're called. They're made. I think they're made in.
Well, you remember Parker
Here.
Superfly?
Let's see. I think I have a. The who?
Parker Superfly.
Oh, Parker guitars. They're fucking. Yeah, they're bad. My sister, my brother-in-law, has one of the original Parkers. Yeah, he's got the with that composite neck Parker, fucking crazy thing.
They said they're very well balanced and they have good.
Those were kind of cool guitars when they came out, but yeah, they've disappeared. He's got. Yeah, that. Well, I think I forget what the neck is made out of. It's like a
rosin rosin.
It's like a glass, or it's like a super, super hard material. It's like almost like glass. And
Composite rosin.
yeah, something I forget. I forget what the name of the shit that they called it was. I've been trying to get that guitar off of my brother's stashed away. He's got a old ass Randall 212 tube amp on casters. That son of a bitch must weigh almost 250 pounds. Big old sucker. He's got that. He's got some bunch of cool instruments that he's acquired that he's just not doing anything with. Like that Parker. It's a red one.
I'd still like to get my hands on one just for giggles.
Yeah, I mean, when I was up there remodeling our house, I got to mess with it a little bit, but he couldn't find the power cord for the amp, so I didn't get to plug it in.
Remember they use hip shot saddles and tuners.
Do they? I didn't even notice.
If I remember right.
Maybe I know they've been around for a while. That damn sector I had, I didn't realize it had a hip shot bridge on it.
So those are slick bridges. Right? They're really well crafted.
Oh yeah, they're stout. They're fucking. They got some weight and some meat to them. They're not just some cheap pot, bridges.
What?
I wish they would make a bridge stop bar tailpiece for like LP style guitars, but the only one they make is that harp one. I don't know if you've seen it, but they have like a stop bar, but it's like a harp style. I guess it's for like I don't know exactly now what it would be for. I guess it'd be for like it's more I guess for like the rat tail style where you just have just your stop bar is your bridge, like what do they call those Gibsons, those little fucking juniors, the Les Paul juniors, I guess that's what it is, where they do the wrap over the top of the stop bar has the fucking bridge built in it.
Bigsby?
No, I'm talking like on the Gibson, like on the juniors, on those old school juniors, how they used to wrap the strings around over the top of the stop bar, but the stop bar had those like lines in it, which is actually like the intonation grooves. That's kind of how that hip shot bridge is. You just slip it in, the strings lay over the top, and it has upraised metal things that I guess supposedly have the intonation, which you can't adjust. So who knows how that works. But I don't know. I got this. Oh, you know what? Now I got my phone out. Now you can check out this disgusting route job.
Hold on.
Let's see.
Before we get to that, let me excuse myself real quick.
Actually, can you turn this around?
I'll be right back.
All right.
You ever taken a stab at winding pickups?
Oh.
Have you ever taken a stab at winding pickups yourself?
What's that?
Have you ever taken a stab at winding pickups? Have you ever tried winding your own pickups?
Have I ever seen
Have you ever tried at all trying to wind your own pickup? No.
Not yet. I wanted to get that little machine. Uh, they have a pretty little inexpensive machine I saw on Amazon. I wanted no, I want to buy that little machine.
Right on. Cool. So what are you showing?
No, I want to. I want to get that machine from Amazon. That's like $149.
Yeah.
Because I heard like there's one guy on YouTube. He does all kinds of shit. He's like nails, old bolts. He's all kinds of different ideas for pull pieces to get different sounds, different tones. Oh, I don't even know if you can even. I don't even know if you'll be able to see. Hold on one second. Let me grab this.
See that plate from the
Grab
wall.
this. This will show you better so you can see. Wait, where's the camera at? Can you see that horrific fucking
Yeah, that's a
wood
bad
right
neck
there?
joint. That neck joint for the neck.
It's probably hard to see with a shitty camera. Man,
I don't like that at
it's
all.
fucking.
That is really like a build up.
It's real bad. And like I said, that's a hole right there. That black spot you see right there in the middle, that's a hole. You can actually see the bottom of the pickup. This thing is just not so hot. Right here, but you can see where you can see all the different tape lines and the fancy routing. Oh, it's not even. It's horrible, and it's not. Neck is like when it comes down, it's one side than the other, so it's like more so. You can almost see it, and when you feel it flattening out and getting like angled like this, and this side still stays round.
What's the radius?
It's so wrecked. But for some reason, it stays in tune. So he's throwing $100 and something pickups in it for some reason, and
you never get that money back.
no.
You can try selling it like, well, it's a fake freaking Kurt Hammett. Because
Yeah.
I actually did want to.
Oh,
I did want to buy a guitar, like made a Mexico Strat and do the David Gilmour pickup, pick guard on it, throw it in there, and see how it rocks. You know, upgrade the tuning heads, and machine.
I don't know if this guy's trying to get slick or not, but I worked on this guitar before, and the last time I worked on it, up here at the headstock where this thing says "Made in Japan," it had a made in China sticker stuck over top of it. The residue is still there, but he removed that sticker because I said something to him. I wonder if he is going to try to pass this off.
Oh, dude, I mean that pawn shop you were talking about earlier, Alan Pawn over there on Evener.
Yeah.
I saw a beautiful like maple top sunburst Les Paul. And I'm like, dang, I go, is that legit? Like, no, it's a Gibson. We got duped. We bought it, you know, giving it as a Gibson, and they didn't know better. They paid Gibson. Well, they never paid Gibson money, but they paid more money than they usually pay for it. And
Yeah.
But shit, when I bought my Stevie Ray, that's a.
So they $200.
Well, no, even
Like,
the guitar retails $1,500 back in '93. Now they go for about $3,000, and that guitar they only give you like $300 at best. And I'm like, I already had a bet because I left it in there almost a year and a half, almost 2 years. I was just paying the freaking
minimum.
The minimum to keep it afloat. And they actually they were betting a pool on me if I pick it up or not. at a betting pool at a store. I'm like, yeah, there's no one let this guitar go. It means way too much to me. And the shitty part of it is I can live by that ideology. My father told me that you have to learn to play this guitar before you can play this guitar. So I'm just not going to give it away. And people are like, "What are you going to do? Going to bury you with it?" I'm like, maybe. I don't know, because I'm just not going to hand it over to somebody for shits and grins. Going, here you go, kid. There's a 30-year-old guitar, that's
Yeah.
well taken care of. And I'm like, yeah, it's not going to happen, dude. I busted my ass getting a guitar, and then I busted the fuck out of a guitar playing. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not going to give it away.
Yeah, hang on, man. Could you imagine, like, in another 15, 20 years, how much that guitar will be worth?
The interesting part is I've seen guitars from that same year and that same model, and they go for like 1,800, 1,900, and then but the retail for a brand new one from Fender to the date is like $2,600, something like that. I'm like, how? And then mine has a couple scuffs and wear, character marks, you might call it. But I don't know why. How the hell my guitar? Some people want big money for them, but the average is like 2,000, and I'm like, I wouldn't let a guitar go for less, like 3,500 minimum, 3,500. And but these people are like, well, I can get a brand new one. Go get a brand new one and see the craftsmanship's the same. Remember, in 1993, there wasn't MIM machines making everything. These were people actually they're using sanders and everything, but they weren't putting in the fucking CNC machine going, all right, click,
Here's your guitar.
There's the guitar, yeah. This one guy actually put it through the press and finished it out. So
That's what I like when they keep showing the Gibson thing. They're like, oh yeah, some things are done on the machine, but the final touches are put on. But they always try to make sure that that it's like, no, motherfucker, y'all shit is made 90% on a CNC machine, and you have some people fucking putting in the electronics. Even the paint's pretty much done by machine. I mean, there's some guy that's sitting there spray painting him like an auto booth.
Yeah, I've been out of touch with guitars for so long, and I started looking into videos on YouTube and the Murphy Labs. And I'm like, okay, Murphy Labs paint job. Okay, so that's an extra like $3,000 on top of the price because Murphy Labs touched it
to make it look ruined.
Put the cigarette burn marks on the neck.
Mm-hmm. Or like that one guitar, the Greenie or whatever, that Murphy Labs did, that they made it look like the headstock was broken. Why the fuck would you want to have a guitar that made it look like the headstock had been broken?
Yeah, and Kurt Hammond had a special. There are 50 guitars made on something like that. How many?
Yeah.
And
50,000.
What is it? I understood 50. That's all they're making of the Kurt Hammond of the limited edition custom shop, and you're paying like 50,000 for the guitar, and on top of that you get lunch with Kurt Hammond in Nashville or the headquarters is for Gibson.
It was dinner with him, some of the people from Murphy Lab, and some other people from Gibson, and there was someone else famous there. I forget who it was. Yeah, I saw the video. There was another guy that went to it.
Who? Okay, the other thing I don't get is because there's some guitarists, obviously I know and I don't know, that are classical guitar heroes, but who's the is it David Green or Brian Green or the guy behind the guitar? It's a '59 Les Paul that that they modeled after. But I mean, Kurt Hammond's making a big deal. This is Greeny. It's gone to something green. Next guy Green.
Well, yeah, it was owned by two people before him.
that's cool. Like if this guitar guy is like you're going to like, I'm not a big Jeff Beck guy
Yeah.
or just that, but he has his following. Uh, Now, if you were to tell me, hey, John, you want to buy this guitar today? It's $80,000 to Jimi Hendrix, guitar he played at, in this certain set or at Woodstock. I'd be like, okay, well, yeah, that Providence alone, I want to buy it, for $80,000. But I don't even know who these guys are. So these cats that they're, putting their names on these guitars of guitar legends. I remember Gary Moore and such and these guitar heroes, but I don't know who the hell Green is. I just don't know. And my ignorance, perhaps,
I have to look at. I can't think off the top of my head. He played with
And I know Geezer Butler. What's the guy from the band called Cream? Not Cream, before Cream. Steve Winwood.
I didn't know a boy from fucking Black Sabbath had 2 fake fingertips.
Who's that?
The guitarist from Black Sabbath.
To Tony Iommi?
Yeah, I didn't know he had 2 fake fingers.
Nor did I. So you told me.
If you watch the Gibson Legends of him, his 2 fingers on his right playing hand, these 2 fingers right here, they got fake fingertips because they got chopped off at a factory incident.
Would they fall off or?
They got hacked off, and then he ended up making his own fingertips because he had to have some. He tried to get prosthetics made, but they kept falling off when he tried to play guitar. So he made his own fingertips. That shit's fucking nuts. It's funny when you sit there and watch the interview, he does nothing but play with those fake fingertips. But he says he wears them out and he makes new ones, puts them on. That's some crazy shit.
Yes, sir.
Can't out like that. That dog is still sleeping? Wow. This dog's been asleep since like fucking 6 o'clock.
They sleep till they sleep and they get up and they want your attention.
Yeah, she hasn't eaten dinner. So I'm like, oh, god damn. She hasn't eaten dinner. She was supposed to eat at 8, but she slept right through that, and I had to go get Jeanette, and then she's still sleeping. Fucking sleeping bug. Yeah. But
Right on. Well, this is a good session we did today, this evening, and Radio Travis, to the forefront of the people that view my channel. And
if y'all need anything done,
I've been playing guitar for a long time, and it's not something I talk about unless you get to know me. And it's just one of the things that I kind of keep to myself. But I love to play guitar, and I love advocates playing guitar. They're true, to my opinion, of what playing guitar is all about. It's not just, if you're a guitar player, and people always make fun of them, like when they you see their face get all into it, and they're like, you guys are jiving it up for the video. Go, no, it's not like that. It's like you stop thinking, you start playing, and those reactions in your face and your body motions come out.
Yeah, the most example of that is Stevie. I mean, that dude played with everything. Every bit of his body and soul went into that guitar.
For sure. But
that dude.
Yeah, man, he's my idol. I mean, honestly, people will give me shit about it. I always say Jimi Hendrix was one of the forefathers of the guitar playing gods that are out there. But Stevie took it to the next level. He did something he couldn't do.
Yeah, people can't make that guitar talk like he could. They still can't. I mean, there's John. People say that John Mayer, whatever his fucking name is the next Stevie Ray Vaughan. Man, I don't give a shit.
I don't see that. I think he's a good guitarist, and Kenny Wayne Shepherd and so on that are heavy Texas blues influenced guitars. But I don't. Yeah, it was spooky, man, watching him play, because it's like, man, and on top of that, his rhythm section had to follow him. They're like, because he never played the same song twice.
Yeah.
So they're like the
Same way.
Yeah. So they're like Chris Layton and Tommy Shannon had to follow him, and like I don't know what Steve's gonna do, but they're like, we better be ready because he's
Yeah.
going to tear it up, and it's very interesting, and that's why that man has respect of many people, and like they said once in a documentary about him, there's gonna be a lot of confused people trying to pick up where Stevie left off because there's just not much to go there because. I can't put. It's funny if you think about it, right? I remember reading this article way back when I was a guitar player, and they're like listed 10 top players of guitars and metal and rock, and they said they all signed Jimi Hendrix, right? But none of them sound the same.
Yeah.
They all signed Jimi Hendrix. You remember Vernon Reid?
Yeah.
From Living Color.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he go crazy. Like, we're like, that for no reason, Jimi Hendrix, and then people were like saying, "Oh, this guy sounds like Jimi Hendrix too." Like, he doesn't sound anything like Vernon Reid.
No.
And it was crazy, man. It was interesting.
It's like Jimmy had a method to his madness. You know. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, damn.
he was a
What's his
brilliant.
name? Brian Johnson. Not Brian Johnson. What's his name? I can't think of his name. He's a damn good guitarist. Son of a bitch. Johnson.
John Petrucci.
He's the skinny ass white dude that wears the cowboy hats.
Tell me, Eric Johnson?
Huh?
Eric Johnson?
No.
He's out of Austin.
This dude's like he's like a throwback. He does a lot of like blues and shit like that. Yeah, I got him on my YouTube. He's fuck.
You know, that's gonna probably crack you up. Are you familiar with Steel Panther?
Yeah.
You know the lead singer?
I don't know him, like, you know.
Well, he goes by the name Michael Starr. His real name is Ralph Saenz. He's actually my cousin.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's actually my second cousin. My dad, his father is my dad's first cousin.
Shit.
His grandfather was my grandmother's brother.
Oh shit, that's cool.
Oh yeah, right. It's funny because you remember Rockstar? With Wahlberg. You remember when he's going like to interview the first time to audition, and there's a guy auditioning in front of him, and the guy's walking out, and it kind of gives him that dirty look as he's walking out. And the guy with the brown curly hair, that's my cousin. That's Ralph Saenz. And for Steel Panther. Now, don't get me wrong with some people. He doesn't know who the hell I am. I met him when I was like 12, and he actually taught me to play guitar.
Okay, Rockstar was about Steel Dragon.
Baby.
But what I want to know is, did he know the guy that was in that movie?
One of the parents. Yeah, it's from a real band, Steel
The
Panther.
guy that was walking out in front of Mark Wahlberg's audition? Oh, that's dope, dude. I love that movie.
Oh.
Well, the guy with the brown curly hair, and he's walking out like as Mark Wahlberg's going to audition, and he's kind of giving like dirty look, like yeah, fuck you, and that's Ralphie, who was the lead singer of Steel Panther.
Oh shit.
And that's him. And I mean, he was probably in his late 40s back then. He's like in the late 50s now.
Shit.
But funny about Ralph is that a lot of people that know him is that he was that guy that knew everybody in the business. He knew David Lee Roth, Van Halen, Brat. He knew all the big bands. He was always in the background as like a studio musician. And he never. I remember when I met him the first time at my dad's cousin's place, his dad, in San Antonio, out there by Tupperwine Road, like in the University kind of area. And he brought a video and he showed it, and he's like, and basically he did a video of him playing all the instruments, like a video of him like is cutting away from like him playing the guitar, the drums, the bass, and everything, and he's doing this whole video about him, like in the mid '80s, of like his promotional video. Never went anywhere until he found his niche. Doing the whole Steel Panther shit, and but they blew up to that. It's funny because my other cousin lives in Laredo. They went to Laredo and he got backstage pass and everything, and when they got done with their set, he like walked off and he like gave my cousin a big hug, like, "Hey, what's up? All right, dude, gotta go." Like that was about it, But all officially for him, yeah. And he actually recognized him. I know him because he taught me to play Wipeout when I was like 12. I was 11. He actually taught me to play Wipeout when I was like 11. And I was like, cool.
Nice.
Like one of the first songs I remember playing the guitar, if you will.
I forget what my first one was. It was something stupid. I think it was like, yeah, probably. It was probably the same as everyone else. Smoke on the Water or something stupid. I think it was probably something power chords because I was more into power chords when I was.
See, my favorite song when I was like 11 or 12 was "Easy Shade of Winter" by the Bengals. I love the guitar. And I finally learned to play it when I was an adult, but I could never play it when I was a kid. It was just too technical.
Yeah, I like 99 Balloons too. That's pretty fun to jam out. I like doing that when I have a effects pedal, like Cry Baby or something. Getting at it, make it more porno-ish.
I saw Joe. What?
No, go ahead. What were you saying?
I saw Joe and Jet about a year ago in 2021 when she came to Floors.
The Crypt Keeper?
She used to be a hottie, dude. Not the one anymore.
I don't know how many decades ago that was, but boy, that was a while ago.
That was there. My wife's like, "There's no lesbians here." I'm like, "Well, she's gay, right?"
Oh yeah, that was like
a big lesbian presence at the concert.
I bet.
Butch chicks. I was like,
chicks there with bigger nuts than you got.
Pretty much. Testing the water with me.
Move over, bitch.
But it was a good concert. I got hammered though. Man. I got hammered. I could barely stand up the end. Get our Uber. Cool.
Beautiful. I haven't been at a concert in a minute. I forget the last concert where I was. It was at what's that?
I don't go to many. My wife had to drag me there, and only because it was a smaller venue.
That
I went to that Lotus at Floors.
Oh yeah. My buddy's in Highwire that plays at they play at a bunch of places. Where would they play? They played at they're playing at Wetmore City Limits in the next couple weeks, but they just got them playing somewhere. I forget the name of the place he said. I'll tell you right now. I always forget the name of that joint. What's the name of this fucking place? Two Rivers. Where's that at? Two Rivers Tavern?
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Oh,
shit sticks.
So I used to go to Iguana Bay back in my day, and
Iguana Bay?
Yeah.
And Sneakers?
Iguana Bay, I went there because we just went after work. It was right across from the apartment complex I live on Churchill Park.
Yeah.
And then Sneakers, I remember Sneakers. There's a band called like the Headhunters, or the band, like the biggest band ever in those days.
The band that we used to see that go to Sneaker. Well, my friend down the street, his brother-in-law went to school with the lead singer of Dokken. So when Dokken would go to Sneakers, after they would go to play at Sneakers, they would come over to my buddy Brian's brother-in-law's house in Live Oak, and they'd have their little tour van, their tour bus parked there, and we got to go check out their fucking tour. I didn't know who they were when I was a kid. You know what I mean? It was like he was like, "Oh, this is my brother-in-law's friend or docking or whatnot. And later on in life, I found out I was like, oh my god! I was like, I was on those dudes' bus. Like,
What was
fun music.
the bassist from Dawkins was playing with Whitesnake, something like that, back in the day. Rudy Azuro, whatever his name was.
Yeah.
That got served by Nathan East. Do you know who Nathan East is?
Nathan sounds familiar.
He's like a big time session musician and tour musician with big bands like Richard Marx, Eric Clapton, and so he walks into my store when I'm working downtown, a place called Edge Electronics back in the day. That's where kind of the moniker and Edge, the name came from. So he walks to my store and he's like, "Hey," he came on like an electric scooter, and this was like 1999. He walks in, he's an electric scooter. I'm like, "Hey, what can we do for you?" He's like, "Hey, do you have a ham radio, hand signal, or ham radio codes?" I'm like, "We got a ham radio. I don't know anything about ham radio shit though, but I mean, I brought one out and I took out the pamphlet that came with it, the instruction on it. I didn't have at it, man." He usually reads for like 30 minutes. And he's like, "Oh man, that's so awesome. Thank you for helping me out." And I was like, "Okay." He's like, and I asked, and I don't know why, it was dumb luck, man. Whatever you want to call it. I'm like, "Man, Eric Clapton's in town, man." I don't know why I was gabbing with him like this. I'm like, "Eric Clapton's in town, right? And he wants $70 a ticket for, to go see him." And I go, "I mean, yeah, Eric Clapton's worth $70, but a lot of young kids want to see him. They can't afford $70, and they're not going to go see him. That's a shame." And he looks at me like, how would you like to be backstage in Houston tonight?" I'm like, "How's that going to work out?" And so I click, "You're fucking Nathan East." and the irony of it is, the only reason I remember him when it clicked is because I remember going to that guitar store at Hermes, all the pamphlets and the brochures of the guitars, and it was a Yamaha catalog, and he was a signature bassist for Yamaha, and then. I go, "You're Nathan East." He's like, "How did you know my name?" I go, "You were in the signature catalog for Yamaha." Like, "Damn, dude, you go way back." I'm like, "Yeah, man, right on." And he's like, "Yeah." So he said, "Yeah, if you want, I'll hook you up, backstage passes, the whole 9 yards. You'll be right on top of everything for free. But you have to make your way to Houston tonight." It was like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. That's not gonna happen. And I'm like, "Well, if you want it, you got it. But you got to get your way." And I go, "How you getting there?" "Oh, we're flying this helicopter." And I go, "Fuck, I'll hang on to the fucking rail right here." I'll hang on to I'll hang on.
Rambo that shit. First Blood. I've seen that movie.
Yeah. I'll hang on to that shit. And yeah.
I'd be like, "You're taking a helicopter?" "No, I'll pass. I know what happened to my other idol."
Yeah. And it was funny, man. But it was funny the way it clicked. He looked familiar, but I couldn't get it until he said of Eric Clapton's name, and then I thought music, and "You're Nathan East," and he was surprised because he's one of these guys that, like, who the hell knows Bruce Springsteen, the bassist of Bruce Springsteen, or Eric Clapton, or
anybody.
Who the hell knows the name? But it clicked. And I'm like, and he was like impressed, like, "Damn, this guy knows my name." I'm like, "Yeah, man."
Yeah, you should have been so impressed you got me a ride there, you fucker.
Shit, I'll sit on your lap.
Yeah, no shit.
And that's one of my little stories I get to tell about meeting the famous folks. I met Casey and the Sunshine Man too. "Do you have this problem?" "We have a problem with this." I'm like, "Okay, no, we can't help you." "Well, thank you anyway." That's the way. I like.
The only other people. Oh no! Wait, who was that fucking? Some shit band. I can't remember the name of it. Some motherfuckers that broke down. Some trash band that broke down out in Medina. It was like Flaming Lips or something.
Papa band.
I don't remember.
In their own right.
Yeah.
And for those watching this video, Travis is younger than me.
What's that?
So if people watch this video, Travis is actually younger than me.
I am. I don't know. Maybe. I'm 56. Going on 60.
I'm 46.
Huh?
I'm 46.
Me too.
You said 56.
I'm just kidding. I'm 45. I don't know how old I am. I was born in 77.
76.
No.
I'm a bison. I was alive when Elvis was alive.
What year did Elvis die?
77. Late
Wait.
76.
Huh?
No, late 76, I think. Late, no, 77. Yeah.
When in 77. If he died after February 24th, then I was alive when Elvis was alive. If not, then oh well.
See, if the wife was, and it's like, Valentine's coming up. I don't celebrate corporate holidays.
Yeah.
Well, you better. I'm okay.
Oh man. I need to say good night because I need to go make dog food. Take this little thing outside, and I need to jam out.
I don't know, man. Well, it was great talking to you again, and just inviting you to the channel to, introduce you and just have a conversation is awesome, man. If you don't mind closing out, you describe your Facebook presence and where people can contact you if they need your services.
Yeah, you can look me up on Facebook. It's Travis Hayson, Hayson. I am the one and only one on all of Facebook land. I'm also have my ads on the marketplace. I also have offer on OfferUp, and oh yeah, my I also have a business page on Facebook. It's under TTD Guitars. You can look me up on there as well and leave me a message or leave me a comment or whatnot, and we'll get back with you.
Pardon me. So if you're in the local San Antonio area within 50-mile radius, or if you want to reach out to Travis and maybe negotiate to where you can ship it to him and work that out, that'd be great. Other than that, Travis's prices are reasonable. I'm not going to list them as he can negotiate that with you, because every detail and sometimes the setup is custom, so he can work that out with you. But he's more affordable and more reasonable than the local shops that I've dealt with in the past.
And my turnaround time is a lot faster. I will not have your guitar for multiple weeks, that's for sure. I won't even hardly have it for multiple days, unless it needs, unless you want work that, entails a couple days work, of course, like complete electronic swaps and stuff like that. But normal setups on a guitar is usually a 24-hour turnaround time. And if you do live, depending on how far you live, I also offer like meetup. Well, I'll meet up like halfway for meetup and pickup and drop offs. If you're comfortable with that, I do that in the past, and it works out fine. If that's something that someone would need,
and
I do that as well.
And to people that are curious, like you have an expensive guitar, my first guitar I dropped on Travis, and there were two guitars. One was relatively expensive to me, its value, and it seems initially like, oh well, I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just dropping this guitar with the guy, but let me tell you, man, no worries. I got my stuff back just the way I gave it to him. It's not better, and there's a little bit, hesitancy perhaps if you have like a $3,000 to $4,000 guitar, but Travis gives people that have guitars that are much more in value that he works on. So no worries there.
Yeah, I treat the guitars as of course they're my own. Like I have OCD like crazy. I keep everything super clean, super nice. I do believe, I can't remember or not, I think I even clean cases. Like if you bring your guitar and your case is dirty on the inside and it's got stuff that might scratch your guitar, I vacuum out your case. I clean the inside. If it smells I have cases that come to me. Sometimes they smell like urine or just weird smells. I'll steam clean them, try to get some of the odor or stains out. Just so that way that when you all get them back, you feel like you really got your money's worth.
Again, I can't praise Travis for the services he's afforded me with the guitars, but 2 guitars I sent to him, and I'm taking my 3rd one to him, and it's just an awesome service and realistic turnaround time, and everything's excellent. I can't say it I've never had the guitar serviced by other people, but I can tell by the initial contact with all these people are like, well, it'll wait your turn, and we'll get around to it. And they're going to probably call you back and say, you know what, if you want me to do this, it's going to cost this, it's going to cost that. And, their add-ons and so much. And, Travis is really upfront with you and work with you. So definitely seek him out if you're interested in that business.
Yep, I'm pretty flexible and I'm pretty easygoing. So, and I try to be friendly.
Yeah, he even carried my guitars 3 floors down. So there you go.
Yeah.
So we're going to close out tonight, folks. Thanks for everybody showing up tonight who linked or spotted the chat. Appreciate it, man, who are watching the replay. Again, seek out Travis if you're in the local San Antonio area. And if not, maybe you can negotiate a shipping service, where you can ship your guitar to him if it's worth it to you to get your guitar serviced. And appreciate it, man. I love talking about guitars. I love talking about music. I love talking about wrestling, all kinds of crap I love getting into, man. But it was interesting having Travis join us tonight. He's a good friend and a well-earned luthier, in my opinion. So
Thank you.
Check him out, man, if you can, and check the chat out. Reach out to me if you need to get old Travis. You can by any means. And that's close it out, man. Edge 4.6. Fight the good fight. Keep loose check, brother.
All right.
We're closing it out. Thank you, sir.
Everyone have a good evening.